If Lehigh and John Battle both win, that gives them another win that we would capture by beating them later in the season. So,
well, Joe, I noticed during warm-ups, the boys look pretty focused. They look like they're ready to play. There's a pretty good crowd from Gate City tonight. I've noticed Rob Ferguson's been walking around the Marion crowd. I saw him eating a humongous hot dog a few minutes ago. I hope he left those onions off that if he's going to be up here in the box with us. But when he decides to grace us with his presence, maybe he can kind of tell us what he observed down there.
Yep, let's talk about the starting lineups. Again, Rob, how's everything going? And tell us a little bit about what you did see on the field, some injury updates, and again, the starting lineups for Gate City and Marion.
Thanks, Joe. And again, welcome everyone to tonight's broadcast as we are broadcasting from the confines of Marion High School. Marion is such a neat place to be at. It reminds you more of like a fairgrounds area where it's all open. Again, you can see the interstate from where we're at. You have the train tracks right across the field. It's just going to be it's a wonderful place to be at. And even though it's an older school, there's a lot of character here tonight. So I want to go ahead and start with the lineups tonight real quick. As Joe says, we're only about 10 minutes and 50 seconds away from kickoff. Starting tonight for Marion is at quarterback is going to be 6 foot, 215-pound Tanner Tate. At wide receiver is going to be 6'2", 185 Devin Ham. Also in the slot is going to be Ben Calhoun. He's 5'8", 160 pounds. Running back tonight is Easton Medley. He's small, 5'8", 170, but with a lot of speed, Coach says. He'll be at running back. Also, Chance Lanston at tight end, linebacker, 6'3", 245 pounds, tall and very muscular player. Zach Richardson will be at the slot, 5'11", 165. Justin Olinger starts on the line at 220. Also, Colby Blevins at 220. Ryan Buchanan, 250. Will Moss, 285 pounds, and Dylan Roberts, 205. Joe, they're not as big as we faced across the front, but pretty good-sized boys out there tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a team that dresses 47. Last week we took on a Ridgeview team that dressed 74. The week before you had Union, which dressed in the 70s as well. And then you had a Daniel Boone team right before them that dressed 75. So they're not going to be as deep. This is the part of the schedule that, again, we've got to be able to take advantage of. These are more teams with their particular size of rosters and starters that goes both ways. And, again, like I said, pretty physical up front. Going to be a good matchup.
A couple of things Coach Carroll had told me, the head coach at Marion, is they've had the same problem as Gate City has, turnovers. We were talking about our turnovers, and he said that they were having trouble holding on to the ball on special teams, and that's one thing that we have strived on this year has been our special teams, so that could be an opportunity for us there. Also, you were talking about how they go, they can't have special players doing, just one thing. Their quarterback, Tanner Tate, who I just spoke about, is also their punter. So your quarterback gets hurt, you lose your punter right there, or vice versa. But it's this Marion team is more like Gate City than any team we faced this year.
Yeah, and they've went through their ups and downs. They've had a pretty tough schedule. They've seen a Chilhowie football team that's considered to be one of the best in the state, and they've played an up and down kind of schedule as well. So they're getting to the part of their schedule that they think that they can make a move as they move forward with the playoffs looming away here in just about a month.
Yeah, we're getting closer to kickoff. It's about 7 minutes to go. I'm going to try to announce our starters real quick before the national anthem. First of all, Levi Roten will be starting tonight. As not sure if Andre Mack or Sally will be at quarterback again. Coach did not want to say, but he looks like he's going to be playing both players. Logan Tomlinson will be at running back tonight. Jacob Hicks is iffy. He got injured last week. So look for Luke Reed to be more of a impact player on offense tonight, and he'll be starting. Drew Vermillion will be punting again tonight, unable to play quarterback, Coach said. And then on the line, Jordan Miller, Michael Calhoun, Logan Davidson, Kurt Gibson, and Isaac Stapleton. So a couple changes there. But our biggest change, I believe, again, is Jacob Hicks. Probably won't play much tonight. But Luke's played so good for us this year. So
again, Luke, one of the reigning players, he's been Premier Pharmacy Player of the Week 2 times this year. Again, capped off Gate City's 100-yard. He was the first 100-yard rusher of the season for Gate City. They gained over 255 yards last week on the ground. They only have 4 yards passing, though. And that's one thing that they've got to be able to do to stretch this Marion defense back. You know, Marion is big up front. They want to get into that box kind of game. They want to have 8 and 9 defenders in the box. If we can spread them out just a little bit, give them the illusion of at least the pass, get some of those guys out of there, create some lanes for Reed and Tomlinson. You know, Gate City can move the football, and they showed it last week. Again, talk about turnovers, 19 turnovers for Gate City through 6 games.
Yes, and again, 3 last week inside the 30-yard line, and we had 1 inside the 5.
Yep, 4 turnovers total last week. As you said, those 3 were just killers, as we lived in their territory for a while for Ridgeview. But again, turnovers was their undoing once again.
So it's going to be we got the big red sign lit up over there, and it's just going to be a great night here for football as we're waiting on the captains that are here at the field right now, and waiting on both teams to come out for tonight's game. So it'll be a few minutes. Let's take about a minute break right here, and we'll be back with the introduction as the teams come out on the field and the playing of our national anthem. Again, you're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio.
When it comes to health, it's personal. This Health Minute brought to you by Premier Pharmacy. You were created from scratch, so why not your medicine?
The increase of Alzheimer's disease has captured the attention of many Americans. The aging process is challenging enough without the fear of declining cognitive function. The actual cause of Alzheimer's disease is still unknown, but there are factors that decrease the risk of developing the disease. Eating healthy foods, good physical and mental exercise, and some nutritional supplements have proven helpful in the support of brain health. Flaxseed oil, ginkgo biloba, and grapeseed extract are just supplements you can take to help. Your Premier Pharmacy pharmacists are especially trained to recommend nutritional options that will help to support your cognitive function and will not interact with other medications that you may be taking as well.
This Health Minute brought to you by Premier Pharmacy. 25 years of creating personalized medicine. 109 Jack White Drive, Kingsport. Find them on Facebook or stop by for a free consultation.
Open 6 days a week and specializing in all types of truck, trailer, and heavy equipment repair, M&P Repair can take care of all of your needs. Serving the area from their convenient Gate City location on U.S. Highway 23 North, M&P Repair also works with owner-operators and fleet operators for maintenance, repairs, and they also give free estimates. So give them a call today at 276-870-0989. That's 276-870-0989. M&P Repair proudly supports Gate City Athletics.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Marion. Just as we say that, here come our Gate City Blue Devils out on the field, carrying out the American flag, the Gate City flag, and the state of Virginia flags. Great turnout tonight. The cheerleaders have got the pink pom-poms out in Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And when Marion come out just a few minutes ago, they had balloons, they've got flyers, they had cowbells. We heard a little bit of everything. So the captains right now are meeting at midfield right now. Captains for Marion again will be Tanner Tate, Hunter Bright, and Easton Medley. Captains for the Blue Devils tonight include Isaac Stapleton, Michael Calhoun, and also Levi Roten. So seems to be taking They seem to be taking a lot longer this year with the coin toss and everything. They've been out there for a few minutes.
A lot more to explain, I guess.
Yes.
I don't know this year.
We'll see. They haven't marked anything yet, but the referee's getting ready to tell us that Gate City has won the toss and declined. They will be kicking off. So Gate City will receive the second half opening kickoff. And, of course, Marion will be receiving tonight's kickoff. So, good start for Gate City. You always want to get I always think you want to get the coin and push it off to the second half to have that extra possession coming out of halftime. So, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a minute and let you listen in as the Marion High School Band plays our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the Marion High School Marching Band with tonight's national anthem. We're only about 30 seconds away from kickoff as we get ready for tonight's game. Again, Gate City had won the toss and will be kicking off to start tonight's game. Joe, do you see anything, any last changes or anything for tonight's game?
Control the football. Keep the hands out of, you're talking about Tanner Tate. Tate has thrown for over 1,200 yards this year with Marion. They are explosive. They throw the football. They throw it probably about 65 to 70% of the time. In Gate City, they can't give up the big play. Take the ball, not the turnovers. See if we can't put together some drives. And again, stay ahead of the chains. And what we mean by that, second down and short, third down and short, something manageable. They get into those situations as 3rd and 15. Everybody drops back. We're not able to throw in that kind of situation. We need to set up our pass off of our run and see what happens. Again, it's going to be a big first quarter here for us, not to fall behind, stay with them even, and see what happens.
Look, just looking at the wide receivers, size-wise and height-wise, they're not as big as some of the ones we faced. Really, the only one is their tight end, who's 6'3", 245. The rest of their wide receivers are like 6'1", 180, 6'2", 185. So it should be an interesting night, and we're ready to kick it off, Jeff. So no matter where you're listening, ladies and gentlemen, from Marion, Virginia, it's football time. As Marion gets the ball, they grab it about the 20-yard line, and they're going to be tackled. Returning the ball is Austin Thomas, and he goes across the field trying to find an opening, and he was drugged down at the 24-yard line. One thing also I noticed when I was down there on the field, this grass is thick down there. It's like somebody's yard, and it's in good shape, but as they say, it could be a slow track tonight, but it really is. It's kind of a thick grass, and guess it's rained so much they haven't had a chance to do much upkeep on it. But again, doesn't seem to be slippery or anything. But we'll see as time goes on how it goes. So back in quarterback again, starting at quarterback, Tanner Tate. Tanner takes the ball and pitches it maybe 3 yards by their running back. Carrying the ball was number 10. That's Easton Medley, their running back. He gets maybe 2 yards. It's going to be second down and 8 from the 25. So we seem to be containing that inside run a little bit better, Joe, staying in our gaps more than what we've done before.
We've got to have gap containment. And, Marion does not huddle. They come to the line, they look to the sideline for the playoffs, and they're back at the bottom. Again,
Quarterback looking to pass. Here comes the rush by Gate City. There's going to be a marker, face mask, as we almost had the sack right there, but as Calhoun went in for the sack, quarterback Tanner Tate moves to the left and he grabs the face mask, Joe.
Yeah, he had him dead to rights, but again, made that quick juke move on him, and he had already put his hand up, and he didn't pull it hard or anything like that.